Hello students, standard 7th, chapter number 5 in mathematics, lines and angles. In the last session you will learn about the adjacent angles. Just recall that what are the adjacent angles? The two angles, they must have the three conditions. If they fulfill those three conditions, they are said to be adjacent angles. First condition is that they have a common vertex. Means both the angles must come from the single common vertex. Second, they must have a common arm. So one of the arm must be common for both of the angles. And the third, the non-common arms are on the either side of the common arm. Means both the non-common arms of the two angles will be on the different sides of the common arm. So if the two angles fulfill all these three conditions, they are said to be adjacent angles. Now the linear pair. Now adjacent angles, if the adjacent angles can fulfill one more condition, then they are said to be the angles of the linear pair. So what is that condition? Now the common arm is there, but there is non-common arms there. So if the non-common arms make a line or opposite rays, then those angles are said to be the pairs of the linear pair, means angles of the linear pair. They forms a linear pair. Look at here. If non-common arms of pair of adjacent angles form a line or opposite rays, because here you can see that they are known as opposite rays also, because they are coming from the same initial point, but they go on the different opposite direction to make a line. So rather you can say a line. So if non-common arms of the pair of adjacent angles form a line, means there is non-common arms, you can see that when you join them it becomes a line here. Then these two angles are forming a linear pair. So here you can see that angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles, and therefore here the non-common arms are making a line. Therefore you can say that angle 1 and angle 2 forms a linear pair. If the non-common arms do not make a line, suppose these are the adjacent angles, angle 1 and angle 2. They are adjacent angles, but the non-common arms do not make a line. They don't form a line. So we cannot say that they are angles of the linear pair. So to be linear pair, the non-common arms must make a line. Then we can understand that. Now, one thing you have to remember always, this will be very, very useful, that adjacent angle that I taught you in the last session, linear pair. After that you will learn that vertically opposite angles. All will be repeated again in standard 9th also, with more details, with more deeply you have to learn. But this is the basic things. So you have to keep these things in the mind. It will be useful in the 8th standard also, but in the 9th standard also, this will be very, very useful. So now the one important result about the linear pair is that the angles in a linear pair are always supplementary. Supplementary means sum of them will be 180. Because it makes a line, you can see that angle 1 plus 2 will make a straight angle. So always if angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, then they will form a line, and they are always supplementary. It means that sum of the measure of those two angles will be 180 degrees. So if one of the angle is given, you can subtract it from 180 to get the other angle. If one of them is 70, then 180 minus 70 will be get 110. If one of them is 90, then another will be also 90. So that is the main thing you have to remember, that the angles of a linear pair are always supplementary. Means some of the measure will be 180 degree. Now let's do the think, discuss and write, that is here. First is that can two acute angles form a linear pair? Form a linear pair. Now from the figure you can see that if both, is it possible that both the angles should be acute angle? Because you can see here that one of the angle is acute angle, but the other will become obtuse angle. Let's try with the other thing, like this one. This is acute, but that will be obtuse. So both acute angles are not possible. So we can say that it is not possible. So they cannot be both two angles are acute angles. Second, can two obtuse angles form a linear pair? So same thing I can explain you here. One is acute, other is obtuse. So one obtuse, other cannot be obtuse, it must be acute. So it is also not possible. It is not possible. Third one, can two right angles form a linear pair? Can two right angles form a linear pair? Then this is, we have to think about it. Look here. If I draw like this, angle 1 and angle 2, both are 90 degrees. And their non-common arms, look there, they make a line. It means they can form a linear pair. Because both of them, angle 1 is also 90 degrees. And the non-common arm is making a line. Therefore, yes, it is possible. So when both are right angles, it is possible. And you can see that 90 plus 90 is 180 also. Linear pair are supplementary also. So by this way, it is possible. Now we will learn about the vertically opposite angles. Now, to understand that, let's think that when two lines cross each other, you know that when two lines cross each other, then four angles are formed here. You can see that. Anyway, they will cross each other, then they will make 4 angles. So those angles which are exactly opposite to each other, they are known as vertically opposite angles. You can see here the 2 lines here, say L and M, you can write down the names. They are crossing each other, making angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. So now here you can observe that angle 1 and angle 3 are exactly opposite to each other. So it is one pair of vertically opposite angles. And then 2 and 4 are also opposite to each other. So they also form vertically opposite angles. You can get so many examples in your house or around you. Like if you have the scissors in your house, let me explain you. I will show you a scissor here. You can see that when we open the scissor here, then at this vertex 1, 2, 3 and 4 angles are formed, right? So here the upper one and the down one, they make a linear pair, I mean the vertically opposite angles, and similarly the 2 angles this side are also vertically opposite angles. Similarly, if you have a ironing board like this, or any other tables, the legs sometimes are like cross to each other. So here also you can see that the scissors here I already show you. Then this type of. So whenever, or you can take your 2 pens, pencils, and they cross each other like that. Then also they make linear pair. Or just you cross your 2 hands like that. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4 angles are formed. So in which you can see the 2 pairs of vertically opposite angles. Now, one of the most important result you have to remember that the angles of the vertically opposite angles are always equal. It means that when 2 lines cross each other, the vertically opposite angles are equal, means the measure of angle 1 and angle 3 will be equal, and similarly measure of angle 2 and angle 4 will be always equal. So whenever, doesn't matter how does that 2 lines cross each other, if they cross like that also, if they like this also, or they can cross like that also, doesn't matter. Always the opposite angles, means the vertically opposite angles are always of the same measure. And we can prove this geometrically also. Let us understand geometrically that how this statement can be true. Here there are 2 lines L and M crossing each other, and you can see that angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4 are formed at the point O. Now if you understand only those things, look here. What did we learn in the previous, means in the same session in the beginning, linear pair. So angle 1 and angle 2, what do they make? They form a linear pair. And the angles of linear pair are supplementary. So here angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180. So if you want, take angle to this side, then it will be minus. So angle 1 is equal to 180 minus angle 2. Give it as the result number 1. Similarly, if you think about this two, like that, 2 and 3, what does they make? They also form a linear pair. So angle 2 plus angle 3 is also 180 linear pair. So angle 3 is equal to, angle 2 will be go this side, will become minus. So angle 3 is equal to 180 minus angle 2. Now if you observe the both here, 180 minus angle 2, 180 minus angle 2, that is equal to angle 1 also, that is equal to angle 3 also. It means that if you compare the results 1 and 2, what do you get? That angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Similarly, we don't need to give here, but similarly we can prove the same thing also. That angle 2 is equal to angle 4 also. So, by this way, you can conclude that the angles of the vertically opposite angles are always of equal measure. And as I told you, the adjacent angles, its properties, linear pair, its properties, and thus vertically opposite angles and the property of it, all are very, very basic things, very, very important, and it will be useful throughout, especially in the 8th standard, 9th standard, and so on. If you take mathematics, then these things will be very, very useful. So please keep it in the mind so that in the next year also it will be useful in your future also. So here we are going to finish today's session. Any confusion, write down in the comment section. It will be followed by the PDF file also. Thank you very much.